What if I told you that one of the most powerful risk factors for dementia is something you're doing every single night without even realizing it? Not genetics, not age, not bad luck, but a set of ordinary evening habits that quietly change what happens inside your brain while you sleep. And a major study involving over 300,000 adults found something alarming. People with the worst sleep patterns had a 76% higher risk of dementia and more than double the risk of vascular dementia, the type linked to reduced blood flow in the brain. So the real question is not whether sleep matters. It's what you're doing at night that is silently working against your brain. My name is Dr. Miles, and I've spent 13 years in clinical and emergency medicine, where I've seen how long-term lifestyle patterns quietly shape brain health years before symptoms appear. And one of the most underestimated patterns I see? Nighttime behavior. Because dementia doesn't start when memory fails. It starts long before that, in how your brain is maintained every single night, what your brain is supposed to do at night. When you fall asleep, your brain is not shutting down. It is switching into maintenance mode. There is a system called the glymphatic system, your brain's internal cleaning network. During deep sleep, it removes waste products such as amyloid beta, tau proteins. These are strongly linked with Alzheimer's disease. Think of it like overnight cleaning staff entering a building after hours. But here's the problem. That cleaning only works properly during deep, uninterrupted sleep. So anything you do at night that disrupts sleep directly interferes with that process. And over time, that interference adds up. The first night habit, inconsistent sleep timing. One of the strongest predictors of poor brain health is not just how long you sleep, but when you sleep, going to bed at random times every night confuses your internal body clock. Your brain relies on rhythm. When that rhythm breaks, deep sleep becomes lighter and more fragmented. And without deep sleep, the brain's waste clearance system becomes less efficient. Over time, this means more toxic buildup in brain tissue, not immediately noticeable, but biologically significant. The second habit, scrolling in bed. This is one of the most common evening patterns today. Lying in bed, scrolling on a phone, just for a few minutes. But the brain interprets screen exposure as daytime activity. Light signals suppress melatonin, the hormone that tells your brain it's time to sleep. So even if you fall asleep later, the quality of that sleep is already reduced. And that reduction affects the deepest stages of sleep, the exact stages responsible for brain cleaning. The third habit, late caffeine. Many people underestimate how long caffeine stays active in the body. The half-life is around 5-6 hours. So a coffee at 3 p.m. can still affect your brain at 9 p.m. You might fall asleep normally, but deep sleep becomes thinner. And this is where the real damage matters. Because shallow sleep means less efficient brain recovery. Night after night, this becomes a cumulative strain on brain health. The fourth habit, alcohol before bed. This is one of the most misunderstood sleep habits. Alcohol may help you fall asleep faster, but it fragments sleep later in the night. It suppresses deep sleep and REM sleep, the two stages essential for brain repair and memory processing. So you may sleep for 7-8 hours, but your brain misses the most restorative part of that cycle. Many people don't realize this because they are asleep while it happens. The fifth habit, irregular sleep patterns. Sleeping 6 hours one night, 9 hours the next, then 5 hours after that, creates what is essentially repeated jet lag for your brain. This disrupts circadian rhythm, the system that controls sleep depth, hormone release, and brain recovery timing. Over time, irregular sleep patterns are strongly associated with higher rates of cognitive decline. Because consistency matters as much as duration. What the research actually found. In the UK Biobank study of over 313,000 adults aged 50 plus, researchers measured 7 sleep behaviors. Those with the worst patterns had 76% higher overall dementia risk, more than double vascular dementia risk. But what's more important is this. Even moderate sleep disruption increases risk. There was no safe bad sleep threshold. The decline was gradual and cumulative. The early warning signs, what people miss. Before dementia becomes obvious, the brain often shows subtle changes, such as slower word recall, mild confusion in familiar tasks, repeating questions unintentionally, increased irritability or withdrawal, difficulty concentrating for long periods. Most people dismiss these as stress or aging, but they can reflect early changes in brain efficiency. and sleep quality often plays a major role in how quickly these changes progress. During my years working in emergency medicine, I also experienced periods of disrupted sleep from shift work. On the surface, I functioned normally, but over time, I noticed something subtle. My recovery between shifts became harder. Mental clarity wasn't as sharp, and my sleep patterns became increasingly unstable. Even when I got enough hours, I didn't always feel restored. That experience made something very clear. You can survive on poor sleep, but your brain does not remain unaffected by it. What actually protects your brain at night? The science is surprisingly consistent here. Small changes have large, long-term effects. Number 1. Fixed wake time. Waking at the same time daily stabilizes brain rhythm. Number 2. Morning light exposure. Resets circadian rhythm and improves night sleep quality. Number 3. Caffeine cutoff after 1 p.m. Protects deep sleep stages. Number 4. Cool, dark bedroom. Supports natural sleep depth. Number 5. No phone in bed. Reduces stimulation and sleep fragmentation. Number 6. Avoid alcohol before sleep. Preserves deep and REM sleep integrity. The real truth about dementia risk. Dementia does not begin in old age. It begins decades earlier, in small nightly decisions that affect how your brain repairs itself. Sleep is not just rest. It is biological maintenance. And every night, your brain is either clearing waste effectively or allowing slow accumulation over time. The difference is not noticeable day to day, but over years, it becomes significant. The most important thing to understand is this. You do not need perfect sleep, but you do need consistent, protected sleep. Because your brain has one job every night, repair itself. And the habits you practice before bed either support that process or quietly interfere with it. If you found this useful, consider subscribing to the channel. We break down complex medical science into simple, practical insights that can help protect your long-term health. And if someone you know struggles with sleep, send this to them. Because what happens at night does not stay at night. It accumulates in the brain you wake up with tomorrow. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.